The latest edition of Bright Futures Guidelines for Pediatric Preventive Care has a particular emphasis on a strength-based approach with children and adolescents and their families. Bright Futures' goal is to support a life course in which strengths and protective factors outweigh risks to health. It recognizes the importance of a two-generational perspective. We know that children in the setting of caregiving that is nurturant and responsive derive protection from health risks. In the delivery of primary care, the parent is a partner to the primary care clinician. And in that partnership, the parent is bringing those strengths and protective factors that are so important to their child's health. It's the role of the primary care clinician to elicit those strengths and protective factors, give feedback to families, and also to promote those protective factors in an effort to support the healthy development of the child or adolescent. Sarah looks wonderful today. She's growing and she's thriving, and she may look a little thin to you compared to other babies her age, but her weight is really right on the curve. She's where she needs to be for her age. I see that you're breastfeeding her, so you know all about breastfeeding and that it's great nutrition for kids, so you're doing a wonderful thing for her growth and for her development. What's the best thing about being her mom at 9 months of age?
Well, we really like playing on the floor, and she's doing all sorts of new things like babbling and pulling herself up, and it's just really great. The only thing is I'm a little bit frustrated during the day because I'm so tired. We're breastfeeding at night, and it's very difficult because she's fussy and I'm exhausted, and so that just adds to the stress level in the house.
Yeah, it seems like that fussiness and waking you up at night is a legitimate source of frustration and tiredness for you. Have you thought about pumping the breast milk so that on some nights her dad could get up with her and feed her? That might give you a little bit of a break. Do you have time for yourself? What are you doing to take care of yourself? That's really important. And do you have some people to turn to when you are feeling frustrated?
Yeah, I do. I don't feel like I have enough me time per se, but we do go to church on Sundays, and there's a mom's group that meets in the park, and that's really great. It's just, you know, they also have a lot of opinions on breastfeeding and things like that, and you know, they're sharing with me that I should be breastfeeding as long as I can up until the age of 1, and so that's just kind of also adding to my stress a lot.
Well, did you know that you could be giving her solid foods and other things to drink at this age, and that would be totally fine?
I'm so relieved that you said that, because a lot of times when I'm talking with them, I don't really know what to say, and in this way I can say, well, you know, my doctor said it was okay, and I really feel like it's time.
Yeah, and the thing to remember is you're the expert on your baby, right? And babies are different, and you've been around her, you know her cues, you're reading this right. So we have a nutritionist here, so you could talk to the nutritionist today to just get some ideas on those solid foods, and we'll see how it goes.
That would be great. Thank you so much.
It's so good to see you again.
You
Colin
too.
seems to be very happy living with you, and he's thriving. What's the best thing about being his mom?
Oh gosh, he's so smart, and he is learning his ABCs and his numbers, and he's doing really well with putting together sentences, and he's just really well behaved, and we get compliments everywhere we go.
That's wonderful. I noticed on the developmental screen that you filled out for today that his developmental skills are easily at a 2-year-old level. And you've described that he's using 3- and 4-word sentences, and he knows colors and numbers. So a lot of his skills are really like a 3-year-old. So obviously you must be spending great time with him, showing him these things and teaching him. The other area of development that's big at this age is, of course, the jumping and climbing and running and that sort of thing. What kinds of things can you do with him to promote those skills?
Well, a friend of mine had given me a yoga DVD, And I was thinking that maybe that's something that we could do together. And also, my apartment complex just opened up a new playground. So that's something that I'm sure that he would like.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about how Colin is growing. And you can see here on his growth chart. Would it be okay if we talk a little bit about healthy weight for Colin?
I know that it looks like he's, probably a little bit heavier than he's supposed to be for his age, but for us, we're on a budget, and fast food and things like that, they're just cheap and easy, and he likes healthy food and stuff. He ate it at his grandmother's house, but it's just we don't have the money for all of that.
Well, maybe there's some small things that you could do with Colin's diet to change it a little bit. Perhaps his grandmother could give you some ideas of healthier things that he enjoyed.
Yeah, actually, she did mention that they used to make salads together, and he really liked that. So he would, put all of the ingredients into the big bowl. She would chop it up, and he would add them together, and he really liked that.
That's great. Not a lot of 2-year-olds like making salad and eating salad. And from what you're telling me, you may be eligible to get WIC for Colin.
Really? I thought WIC was for babies.
It's for babies, yes, but it's for toddlers and preschoolers as well. So that would be something that you could look into to see if there was a way to kind of help with the cost of those healthier foods. And you've really come up with some other great ideas today. The playground at your apartment complex will be great. I'm sure he'll love that. And then being able to do yoga with you, imitate his mom and do something with you, that's really a good idea. And I think the salad is a wonderful idea too. All of those will really go to help address both his development and how he's growing and how his weight is. So maybe we can check with each other again in a couple of months, see how that's going. And on your way out today, check with our social worker on the eligibility information for WIC.
Okay, great, yeah.